bugged. I have no idea where this would be. Fuck. I'm upset. Oh, hello, Wash. All right, I'm gonna just get started. So basically, everything I've ever said, I was right on. So let's So this is a big thing. So this is the state of the game going into Witch Queen. I know my hair's a mess. All right. So here's what's up, right? Let's talk. Let's chat for a second, and then I'll get to Outriders. Destiny 2021 update, the road to the Witch Queen. So this is Joe, who is assistant game director on Destiny. He talks about everything that they have planned for starting next season forward. Okay? First of all, Witch Queen has been delayed until early 2022. Speculative, I'm assuming, going to be January. That's like my speculation on when it'll be is January, mid-January. Reasons for the delay, they want to make sure that they needed to add an additional unannounced chapter after Lightfall to fully complete our first saga of Destiny. We've long thought about moving Destiny's annual release to the early half of the year, primarily for the health of the team, but the Witch Queen and not being tied to legacy expectations allowed us to make this choice early for 3 important reasons. Witch Queen represents an important evolution in the ongoing story of Destiny 2. Beyond Light built the foundation and allowed us to weave the world building of Destiny and Destiny 2 together, but the Witch Queen will light the fire on a strongly interconnected narrative across Lightfall and beyond, unlike anything we've ever attempted, with characters, arcs, heroes, and villains that persist over multiple future releases. Destiny Avengers. Even more importantly, the conclusion of these releases will also conclude the Light and Darkness saga, the conflict we first introduced with the launch of Destiny many years ago. As we've been developing the Witch Queen, we realized that we needed this release to be the first of many moments crucial to the story of Destiny, with so much leading to and dependent on what happens in the Witch Queen. We wanted to make sure that we gave ourselves enough time to build out this journey in the right way, starting with an exceptional first chapter in the Witch Queen. Beyond Light was the preamble. Okay, Beyond Light was the preface. That was the, like, you read it and it's like, here's a little blurb of what we're gonna get. The story come Witch Queen is Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring type content. Lightfall is going to be our 2 towers, and then whatever comes after that is our Return of the King. With Destiny now, so actually we should compare this less to Avengers and more to like the fucking Fellowship. With Destiny now committed to being in an everlasting evolving world, we want to make sure we are still taking the time to upgrade the systemic foundation of Destiny 2 to support everything we want to do in the future. Our ultimate vision for Destiny 2 still stands: a definitive action MMO, a unified global community where you can play Destiny anywhere with your friends. For 2021, this means upgrading our approach to keep Destiny's weapon and armor game fresh, refining our vision for PvP, implementing Transmog, adding crossplay, and more. Finally, to make sure that the health of the team is important, moving Witch Queen back to, like, delaying it means that they aren't putting as much stress on the team, which is huge. They're going to share more on Witch Queen and beyond in the late summer. Rewards that matter. With Season 11, we introduced Infusion Caps, an iteration on Infusion designed to keep Destiny's gear game fresh from release to releasing to create a healthy ecosystem from our aspirational content. While we still believe in these goals, it's clear our execution was off the mark. So for those of you that did not catch this today, this means... Where's the words? We want the rewards you've earned in Beyond Light and its subsequent seasons to feel like valuable tools you can use in the incredible challenges you'll face in the Witch Queen, so we're making a change. We've made the decision that any weapon or armor that can currently be infused to max power will continue to be able to reach max power permanently. Starting in Season 14, we won't be capping the infusion on any weapons or armor that have not already reached the cap as of the start of Season 13. This means you'll be able to take your Trustee, Fallen Guillotine, and all the high stat armor you've earned this year to take on the raid in the Witch Queen. While we still strongly believe that Destiny needs a method to shift our meta in the game's most challenging activities, we don't believe that infusion caps are the right answer. We're taking time this year to research and validate a plan that creates a fresh and balanceable ecosystem for our most aspirational content. One that doesn't make our rewards feel like they have an expiration date. We've learned a lot this year and don't want to rush finding the best plan, so don't expect to hear anything more about this until after Witch Queen. So, because we won't be capping any more of our weapons, we must consider more variables in the game balance of our upcoming seasons and releases, so expect to see tuning when it comes to our biggest outliers. Yes, I'm looking at you, Fellwinters and Warmind Cells. This is a big change for Destiny and one that we did not make lightly, however we believe there's nothing more important in Destiny than getting our rewards right. Power play. Washable platypi. This is very important for you in playing in the future if you so choose with fucking RTA. Power, last year we started a paradigm where we raised the overall power cap by 50 each season. While this helped ensure that infusion caps shifted the meta, it also made each season feel like a significant reset to the power you had accumulated. To combat this, we will be experimenting with a new power level cap, and starting in Season 14, we will only be raising the power cap by 10 for each non-expansion season. This means if you reach the maximum power in Season 13, when next season rolls around, you will be directly in the 10-point pinnacle band of the power pursuit. This power increase should feel familiar to anyone who played Season of Dawn last year, and we're excited to see how this progression feels alongside our new systems. We believe this change will make it even easier to pick up Destiny and enjoy each season while still allowing us to have a deep RPG power pursuit when we launch the Witch Queen. Okay? What this means is, for those of you that don't know, what they're talking about from Season of the Dawn was when we got that increase, it was not very much. I don't even remember what Season of the Dawn was. But basically, what it means is, if you hit max power this season, you will only be 10 power behind for the following season. You'll be at, so like, let's say like this season, right? 1300 is the cap before you need to do pinnacles, right? And 1310 is like true cap. Next season, it's only going to be 1320. So if you end at 1310, you will only ever have to do your pinnacles to grind to be max level. So if you hit max power every season, you will only have to go 10 power every season until it resets essentially at the start of every year. So it sounds like the beginning of the year will be the hardest grind, but if you take a break, you're not super punished if you get close to power. Like right now, I'm almost 1300 on my first character, and now I'm only going to be, like, next season 20 power behind if I literally stop grinding right now. It is such a good change. This is such a very good change to those of us that want to take breaks. It also means, it sounds like they're going to be putting the pursuit for things in other places. So like for aspects and fragments, right? So sounds good, Wash. So basically what this means is I can spend more time grinding out things that impact my gameplay than chasing an artificial number that really doesn't matter. I also believe, and I've said this before, that they're going to be either getting rid of the artifact, the artifact power level, or they're going to make it where there's an activity where grinding your artifact is going to matter more than ever. We will see. Angels of Death. Like many of you, I'm passionate about PvP in Destiny 2, and it's clear that we haven't had a consistent message around those modes, so I'd like to share our high-level vision for the Crucible. So for those of you that don't know, I am working on a video. You guys will hopefully see that video this weekend. I should have everything done. I'm just having to finish some things. It is a PvP video, and they actually ironically talked about what I talk about in this post a little bit. So I'm very excited. Basically, what their goal, what their idea behind PvP is direct player versus player competition is essential in Destiny as an option to express mastery of your Guardian and showcase the strength of your arsenal against other players. It's a simple vision, but it's one that's crucial to making the game feel like a real place for those players that crave the showcase. So, in Season 15, they're going to be removing 3-peaking in Trials and Comp. In these modes, emotes will be disabled and players will be unable to pull out any third-person weapon that doesn't have ammo. Third-person experiences are part of what makes Destiny gameplay feel so good, but it was clear in our most competitive arenas that these mechanics are being used in ways we did not intend. This is a tricky problem to solve, but we think this is a good starting point. Second, over the next several seasons, we'll be making changes to Stasis and Light subclasses. Across Season 13 and 14, we will be adjusting Stasis in the Crucible in order to bring its overall effectiveness in line with our Light subclasses. Here are some of the changes you can expect coming to updates this season and next. Behemoth Titan is going to see a super damage reduction. It will have increased energy costs when performing its light attacks. It will not freeze on cast. Reduce traveling efficiency with Shiver Strike when slowed. Revenant Hunter decrease the Withering Blade damage and tracking, decrease slow stacks applied to targets, remove Shattered Dive damage reduction, and Shade Binders getting a slight buff, and then they're reducing Crystal Shatter damage. For Season 15, they're also looking at universal adjustments to stasis by increasing damage reduction when frozen to provide more survivability. Basically saying, hey, you're not going to take as much damage when you're frozen. They're also going to be buffing light subclasses, which I think is fantastic. They want to make stasis feel great in PvE and to bring its representation PvP more in line with our light-based abilities. Finally, we want to continue to adjust weapon archetype performance and introduce new perks that shift the meta in the Crucible. I think the team has done a great job in this area over the last several months, including balance changes both at the seasonal boundaries and at the mid-season. And we want to continue to drive down the path to diversify the types of loadouts you encounter from season to season. In addition, at Season 15, we will also be looking to adjust overall ability usage rates to make sure guns and gunplay are always key to success in the Crucible. So they're basically saying, without indirectly saying it, abilities are a bit too much. We're going to address those. Gameplay balance only matters when the underlying playing field is fair, and unfortunately, cheating continues to be a significant issue, especially on PC. We're always looking to maintain security as new exploits emerge, and as always, we don't want to talk about a lot of those improvements for fear of empowering the bad guys. We're aiming to nearly double the size of the Bungie game security team this year, reflecting our long-term commitment to fair play. We've begun regular surveys to better understand your experiences with cheating and to measure our progress. We've begun a strategy of aggressive legal action against cheat developers. We'll share more security news when we can. Beyond gameplay, balance, and security, we also want to adjust the structures of our most aspirational PvP modes. First up, we're targeting an overhaul of the Trials of Osiris reward structure and matchmaking paradigms. Improve the overall health of the Trials matchmaking pool by incentivizing a wider audience to engage and better defining the separation of skill tiers. Rebuild the Trials reward structure so that it encourages more players to stick to their active cards longer. Our current structure encourages a lot of recycling cards after a single loss, meaning the first game of your Trials card has a high chance of being incredibly challenging. We want to build a reward structure that continually pushes higher skill players to want to progress deeper into their card, even after a loss, making 3 to 5 wins more achievable goal for more players. That's good. Investigate opportunities for solo players to participate in Trials regularly. We believe this will not only make the matchmaking pools healthier, but also encourage more players to see what Trials is all about and form social connections with other PvP-loving Guardians. And the official announcement of Vault of Glass will be in Season 14. Our philosophy behind bringing these out of the content vault is to keep them feeling like the content you remember while updating them to meet Destiny 2 difficulty and raid standards. So while the high level experience remains the same, you should expect the raid team to have a few tricks up their sleeve when you tackle the depths of the Venus this summer. Vault of Glass will also launch with both a contest mode in the first 24 hours and a world's first race. Since this is a reprise raid, we're going to do world's first a bit different. Players looking to claim the belt will not only have to complete the raid, but also curated list of challenging triumphs. And while one fire team will walk away with the belt, there will be plenty of opportunities for players to earn the ability to purchase some sweet real-world loot through Bungie rewards. One last thing before the end of the year, we're also looking to add a master version of Vault of Glass. We've been really excited about how Master and Grandmaster difficulty have altered Nightfall strikes, increasing the potency of combat and the importance of executing mechanics. We'd like all our future raid and dungeon content to offer master difficulty versions where players can earn adept raid and dungeon gear, and we cannot commit to Season 14. We do want to take the time to develop a sustainable structure that allows us to ship these closer together in future releases. Hard mode raids. Season 14. I've talked about quite a bit, Boomer, but I can go over some things once I start the Outriders demo. Season 14 is the next expansion, so that will be May. So that's in like 2-3 months. Because it's the summer expansion. 75 days. Oh, and Transmog. 801 is coming back to the tower, giving us these things called armor synthesis. I love how they're implementing her into the game. I think it's awesome. Basically, dude, and I don't know what this armor piece is, but it looks kind of sick. They're making it where shaders are now permanent unlocks. You'll no longer need stacks of shaders in your inventory. If you play at the beginning of Season 14, they're going to give us a starting supply of synthesis materials. And then crossplay is coming to the masses in Season 15. With crossplay, PC and console players will not get matched in crossplay in the Crucible unless you play with a friend. If you're on PC and they're on console, you will then see a mix of the two. Other than that, the player pools are entirely separate, and that is beautiful. They did this incredibly well. There is so much good in here. Ikora Rey will be seen again in Season 14 and important in the Witch Queen. Season 15, which is the, like, what would have been Witch Queen, is going to introduce legendary stasis damage types, which means we will now have stasis shields to worry about. And in Season 13, they rolled out the Gilded Title system. And in Season 14, they are going to make it where when you gild a title, you can see how many times it's been gilded. This armor set looks really sick. Yo. So, anyone have any questions, comments, or concerns while I boot up Outriders? By the way, I just want to let you guys know the reason why you should send people here to get their Destiny news is because literally this got posted and there was immediately people complaining about it. And that is fucking bullshit. Because there really is not anything in here that is poor. The only thing people are complaining about is that there's a world's first belt for Vault of Glass being reprised. But even then, like, really? You're going to choose to say something negative about, like, the fact that, one, it's coming back, and two, right, they need to deliver, and honestly, my honest to God truth here is this is all stuff it sounds like has been in the pipeline now that they really, like, it's like the way Joe talks is it's very much so like these are things that we have finished or are finishing, and it will be available like soon. And he's being very explicit. Anything that he has like season 14 and season 15 on means these are happening regardless, right? What is that fun? So that is my main issue. I need Outriders. Where did it go? It's all good. So basically, what I'm understanding, we're going to switch to this now. What I'm understanding is that we're going to see these changes regardless if we like it or not. I'm going to save your guys' ears.